Well, we do want to get you out now to breaking news. This huge apartment fire overnight. Dozens of people were woken up and forced outside. Our Michelle Choi is live in Cy-Fair in northwest Harris County. Michelle, what can you tell us? What are you seeing there?
Well, guys, there's still a lot going on this morning. Sadly, about a dozen or so families are without a home this morning after an apartment building here at the Colony's Landing apartment went up in flames. Good news is, though, guys, no one was hurt. Right now, Cy-Fair fire crews have knocked majority of this fire out. This is happening on sort of the other side of where we are in Building 17, and they're monitoring for hot spots. But take a look at what the families and crews were up against. Large flames shooting up through the roof. I'm told this fire started around 1:30 this morning. Several dozen fire trucks were called in, including these ladder trucks to spray water onto those buildings from above. Earlier, I spoke with one neighbor who actually woke up to screaming. He told me he ran outside and started banging on doors to help get his neighbors out. But again, guys, all families living inside did make it out safely. Now back out here live. Again, you can see there's still a lot of activity happening. Majority of that fire is out, as I mentioned. So Cy-Fair fire crews are now starting to sort of back off and leave. A lot of the fire crews are leaving. But as for those families who were impacted, I'm told both the Red Cross and the apartment management here will help relocate those displaced families. As for the cause of this fire, guys, well, the Harris County Fire Marshal is here investigating. So as soon as we get an update, we'll pass it along to you. For now, guys, back to you.
All right, Michelle, thank you. Sounds like people making quick work getting those families help.